Welcome back to the City to Adventure YouTube channel. My name is Eric, and today we are going to be going through all of my fishing and camping gear. So as you can see, it's kind of a mess. I am trying to go through the garage, so this is actually a lot better organized than what it was, if you could actually believe that, which is terrifying. So let's start off with a few items that I have not used. These are hiking backpacks that I purchased off of Marketplace. I have no real idea about them at all. I don't know the size. I'm guessing it's Kelty is the brand on this one. And this one is it Diamond brand? If that's the name of it, I have no idea. Again, no idea of the size. This one's been repaired. This one does not look like it has been. But I got these for a good deal. I would love to go on a backpacking trip at some point and do some pretty primitive camp stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and move that to the side. So that's two of the first few things. I've never used them. So we got that to the side. This is a very, very, very large tent. It's a 10-person tent. We call it the hotel, the wife and I. We have used this a few times, and it is an exterior skeleton that you kind of frame up around the tent as it's laid out, and then you kind of hook it up onto the poles, if I remember correctly on this one. Yeah, setting this up one person is a nightmare. So I refuse to use this one when it's just her, and now her, myself, and our son. So this one doesn't get used that much. However, it is a very nice tent. I do like it. When I bought it, it was on sale at Kmart. So, if you know, Kmart doesn't exist anymore really. So, that's how long I've had it. This is just a pop-up canopy. Nothing special about it. Bottom has wheels. Easy to move around. No big deal. Give me to here, this box. This was what we started with. Now, I'm going to bring you guys closer for this so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Here's the thing. Everyone thinks that you need to go and buy special stuff when you start camping, right? You need to buy the top of the line stove tops or cooktops or camp kitchens and all this stuff. And most of the time when you go out and you start camping, you're not going out and hiking up the side of a hill or a mountain or going into the woods or the jungle or anything crazy. You're driving to a campsite, you're parking, you're setting up your tent with your family, and you're staying the weekend. You can either use the grill that's provided, because a lot of national parks and forest preserves and state parks, they have little fire rings that have some sort of grill that you can cook on. Now, you can get one of two things. Let me just move the wife's chair. Very, very basic. But you could do what I just said and use that cooktop that they have, or you could start with a Coleman, very simple, this is going to be dirty, so be mindful, 2-burner grill. We've used this the last time we went out. I'll clean this before we leave, because we are actually going camping again this coming weekend, Father's Day weekend. We're going out. So, just gonna move that there for now, but you start with something like that, that little bar that was inside, it screws onto the side of it, and then you use the 1-pound propane tanks and screws on. You light it with a lighter or a match or whatever you got, and you have yourself a stovetop. Now, the trick is to not go and think you have to be, Bear Grylls and buy something like this. This is nice. I actually just bought this secondhand, so it has everything in there. This looks to be the Peak brand, so it should be pretty good for a while. Another one all breaks down. So this is awesome. I will be bringing this with this time around. But I want to show you guys, this is all just to show you one thing that was supposed to be before this, but kind of gets me excited to show you, right? That new would probably be, if I had to guess, $35 starting out for something cheap, and it might not even have everything there. I like that. So, super simple. This has also been stored forever. This was a Walmart special, straight out of their kitchen area, like $4 or $5. And I think if you would have got the one, it was something like that. And then other stuff like this, which was just whatever. But you get the 3-pack for like $9, and you're good to go. You know, you get this from Walmart for cheap, and then you get yourself some whatever tongs. And there used to be a spatula in here, but I took it out. But everything from Walmart, you could go $20 and you'd have your cook set there. And then you don't even need the Coleman. You can do whatever brand for that. And you could probably be all in for your entire kitchen setup if you didn't want to cook with what they provide you, right? Which would mean that you could either burn wood or charcoal and then just use the barbecue. If you wanted to actually have that grill top with the pots and pans, probably all in, you might be able to squeeze out of it at about $35. Add on that propane, probably $40. And then you could have something to cook on, because you could also just not do the propane. You can get the butane single burner with the pot and pan, and it's super cheap. But no, super excited to show you that, because this is a very good trick that not a lot of people think about or talk about. So keep that in mind. Now here, I don't like this. I do not like the Ozark Trail pump. Does it work? Yes, it works. It'll fill your air mattress. It'll fill whatever, but it's slow. Oh my God, is it slow. I need to get new batteries for this weekend, but it works. We'll get to the air mattress soon, but I want one of those little, I call it like a little turbo or turbine jet pumps. It's like that big, that long. You see them all over everyone's camping thing when they do their sleeping pads that inflate. Because nobody wants to use an air mattress. A sleeping pad isn't an air mattress. So, I don't know. I'm not knocking anyone for doing it. That's fine. My wife likes the air mattress. It's just what everyone prefers. Now this stuff here, I don't use any of this. I should, I guess, but this is all stuff I've inherited. Just servingware. Another nice pot thing. Very small cookingware, whatever. And then I have a second Coleman grill. This goes to the second Coleman grill. Also in here, I've never used it, but I have a lantern. But again, I've never used it. That was inherited. I don't see myself actually ever using it, but if I do decide to, there we go. I can make a video, truly make a video, camping with things that I've only inherited. Like that Coleman grill, the lantern. I have a tent that I'll show you later on that I've inherited, which actually is in here. And that Coleman tent isn't one that I've purchased, I don't think. I think that was the wife's parents, and now it's ours. So I want to do a one-man tent camping in that, and then we'll get through the rest of the fishing stuff that's under that later. But yeah, that's a 4-person tent, I think. But I like this size of it. It's decently long. I set it up one time without everything, and I just set it up in the driveway. But it's a single side entrance, which I'm usually not the biggest fan of, but I think it'll work great for a little whatever. So this one is a tent I've inherited. I think this is a 2-person. It's fairly heavy for what it is, which is bizarre. Also, cup, couple of flashlights, ratchet strap, a couple things of toilet paper in here, hat, gloves, and I think a shirt. So this was inherited, and it was considered, when put together, it had a few other things at the time, but this was like a bug out box. Something easy to be picked up in case of an emergency, thrown in the car, and ready to take off. Not sure what was going on as far as politics, war, any of that at that time, but that's what it was set up for. I'm guessing let's just say it was for fun. I really don't know. It's pretty good. I've only recently started making iced coffee in the house. So here is sleeping bags. There's nothing special about the sleeping bags. They're just sleeping bags. My wife got me this. I like this, and I'm going to use it this time out. It's just a little caddy, so when grilling or whatever, I can organize all my stuff in it. Here, let me rotate this around and actually fix the handles. So, it's a netted canopy. Very easy, very simple. Again, I believe this, actually no, well, it was. I should have stuck with it. This is the Kmart one. Labeled at $150, but I know it was on sale. It's probably close to 50% off. So, what was it, $75, something like that, for a 14 by 12. It works great. We've used it a handful of times for miscellaneous reasons. This is cool. Most recent pickup. They're Coleman side trays that would go onto a cooktop. Now, I initially thought that these were universal, but this is for a specific style, so I'm going to have to modify my Coleman to fit this. So the ends would slide on, but mine don't have the inserts on the inside, and the bottoms would kind of latch in. So I'll have to modify my existing Coleman just to make it work, but that is really cool. I got those two and this, which is also the Coleman brand, for $5 at a garage sale. So it expands out that way and this way, and it makes a table base for the burner. Again, I'll have to put holes in the bottom of my Coleman to sit on here and be secure. It'll rest on top fine, whatever, but I really want it to be secure on there, and especially when I'm cooking. If I'm stirring something up, I don't want it to fall, set something on fire, burn down the woods. It's not good. So let's move on. The primary tent that we're using. Now, we went camping, and I was going to make a video, or actually I did. I recorded a video for it and everything, and I was ready to post it. The wife and I got to talking, and I think it was the last video I've posted. I've explained it to you with Luke from the Outdoor Boys having stepped back from YouTube because of the difficulty with his family's exposure and the fame that they're getting from it, that they can't live a normal life. Not only that, but there are people in this world that are predators for children. So we felt that it was not going to be appropriate for us to put our child out there who, he's 3.5 right now. So, I mean, maybe when time comes, when he's older and he starts to be able to advocate better for himself, and he can speak out and say, yes, I want to do this, no, I don't want to do this. And he has that the sense and the mind to understand what's going into it, then maybe we could bring him into the channel. But for quite some time, it's not going to happen. But all that to say is, this is the tent we used when we went camping in February. Or no, I'm sorry, it was April, not February. I believe this is a 6-person. Is that what it says? Can anyone read it to me? Yes, 6-person, Walmart, clearance. It was labeled $88. Huh. Well, that'd be helpful. You guys remind me to remove this later, to expand the bag so it's easier for me to put it back, because I struggled last time. So thanks, you guys are a great help. but this one's great. We used it. It was cold. We actually made it through the night thanks to this guy right here, the Mr. Heater Buddy. This actually works really good. Propane goes on the side, that 1 gallon. They last a couple of hours when it's cold and it's running constantly. I think we had it on high to get it going, to get everything warm, and then we left it in between, like about the low setting, really. So, but it lasted a couple hours per tank. We stood fairly warm the entire time. Nobody got sick. Nobody was miserable. It was manageable for the cold. It was actually kind of funny because when we woke up, since the temperature dropped so significantly from when we set up to when we woke up, I think it was like 35 to almost 40 degree difference. I think it's said that every 10 degrees dropped is 1 or 2 psi in air pressure. So the air mattress got pretty soft and deflated. At some point in the night, I ended up falling off the air mattress. I just used a sleeping bag. Blah, can't talk. Made it through the night, no problem. It was great. I was comfortable. The wife and the son stood on the mattress in the morning. It was super soft. It's pretty funny. But in here we have an inherited bag made out of jeans. This has spikes. So all miscellaneous camping spikes, sturdy, clean, plastic, metal, they're all in here. And then here's the air mattress. The wife got this for me for Christmas, I believe it was. It's I think it's a queen size with like the pillow top, whatever. It's a little bit thicker, but it's really, really nice. I do like it. And here, this is what I'm going to be using now. I want to use this when I go out with the other one. So this is a sleeping pad that's like, it's not self-inflating, but it has the inflator built in. It has that footprint pedal that pumps up. I'll try to get a photo and add it in here for you guys. I think this is off Amazon. This is a 2-person pad, but it's really cool. I've set it up in the house once to see how it works, and then I set it up in the yard when I set up the tent to see how our son would do during nap time, which he wasn't a fan in the yard, but we went out to camp. He was great. So yeah, if you go out to the yard to try to feel it out for your kids and they don't like it, don't write it off. They still might like going camping. Everyone has junk, but if your junk is organized, then you're good. So in here, just reels. All sorts of kinds of reels. Inherited stuff, spinning reels, whatever. That's what's in there. This one is a few more reels in a bag. Underneath is some reading material. So books about bodies of water and like their depth, the type of fish that's usually in there. They're all old, so unless something dramatic changed, it should still be fairly useful. But yeah, it'll give you like the depth, the kind of how deep it goes and how gradual, about how far out, the shape of the body of water, the fish that are there, that are stocked or what have you, whether it's stocked or natural. And yeah, so that's a great help. If you have access to something like that, it'd be great, because then you know that if you're going to throw live bait in and you want to use minnows, if minnows are popular there, you could do that, shiner, shad, whatever, bluegill, if you catch bluegill to throw back out to get bigger fish, you know what to work with. Maybe even you want to throw artificials, and there's crawfish or crayfish, whatever you want to say, in the waters. You could throw artificials of that out, crankbaits or others, and you know that they're going to work. So that's why we got that. Again, inherited. Here is some cranks. I think I'm gonna leave this out, but 2-sided. This front side here, again, I don't know if you can see it, but it comes off. And in here, I just got some basic stuff. Go ahead and pop it open and show you. Little fatty minnow. It works pretty good. This one is actually really nice. When on a boat, in the Fox River, or Fox Lake, sorry. Fox Lake, this works pretty well. I don't know what it is about this guy, but he usually hooks up. And then I have, again, I've attempted, but I've never caught on anything like this. Same with like a paddle tail. And I'm probably doing this wrong. This is probably set wrong. I should probably have it set maybe this way. I don't know. I'm not really into the soft plastics. I do prefer hard plastics. A Big Lip, Deep Dive. This is fun to use. But yeah, stuff like this I keep ready to go. And then this just straps on. This is great. Then I got more on the other side, and the back side, whatever. Another tackle box. Again, I think this was an inherited one. This was from my father. I think so. Right now it currently has a bunch of like Mep style spinners. It actually might be. It's a rooster tail. So trout fishing. There's a bunch of blades in here. Spoons, blades, whatever. Yeah, fly looking, whatever. Clip swivels, worm blower. There's a lot of miscellaneous up top. This looks actually mostly like trout fishing stuff, which is interesting because this year, if you've watched the videos, you've seen I caught my first trout this year, which was very exciting. I was very happy to do that. This one, I don't know if it actually fits. I'm taking these out though. This is cool. Super big weights. It's a 5 ounce. Jeez Louise. I didn't even realize this was in here. But yeah, I do go to some faster moving bodies of water, and I would at some point, I don't even know if it's going to be this year, so I'm just saying some point, I would like to make it out and fish the Mississippi River. So the bigger weights will be very useful for that. Now over here, maybe the last one I pull out from over there. Just another little tackle box. I think this one's my wife's I've set up. Yeah. This is stuff for the wife. So let's just turn you a bit, just so we can make sure you see it. There we go. This monstrosity. The Bazooka Pro. So this is just a rod holder. So when transporting, your rods go inside. This is a 2-piece. Breaks off right here, slips out and in. But it would fit just, I think, maybe. But your rod goes in here, so you don't break anything. There are some rods in here, and I need to figure out a situation to get another rod set up, because currently I'm using those ultralights, and it's not great. Went out with my father, he and I together joined forces, and we caught a 9.5 pound catfish. And if I have a solid photo of it, I'll drop it in for you guys. But that was up at Bussey Lake, so there are the fish there. Again, on that one, I caught a bluegill. We chopped them up, threw them out there. We knew where the water was because we've seen and we've read the paperwork for how that body of water is situated, where the drop-offs are. So we knew from where we were, where the drop-off was, and we threw it right at that ledge, and we got it. Within about 2 minutes of throwing that bait out there, the catfish bit. It was great. But I'm fishing with something like this, you know, super flexible, super light. Would fit in here perfectly, but that's not the point. But yeah, timber. So that's that. This is the wife's. So gray and pink. This one she wanted. It's just a Shakespeare ladyfish. I I have just a bunch of little split shots on there with a swivel quick clip, whatever. Just throw a bobber on here, either the hook straight there, or I might use a pre-snelled hook, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Or maybe I'll throw a weight on there too to go along with that, and then throw something to do like some bottom fishing, but she prefers bobbers when she goes, so that's just preset to how she likes it. It works, man. There's nothing I could say more about that. Fishing line, which looks like there's a lot here. It's Eagle Claw, 10-pound monofilament line. It's always have some backup there. 6-pound test, just whatever. More monofilament. This I want to throw on a rod. It's 20-pound test, so this should work really well. It's that green Loves line, whatever it is, extra tough. So yeah, I want to throw this on one and get something set up for that. I think that would be more ideal for what I'm trying to go for. Oh, also, I have stuff like this. This is a mini tackle box, and inside, I used to have more stuff in here. I have to refill it, but I would have pre-snelled circle hooks for catfish and what have you. A couple, another bobber I would have in here, more weights, hooks, and then I've always thrown a couple of rubbers. But again, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can't catch on them. So there's that though. And then just some extra white bottomed topwater frogs. So that pretty much sums up in here. There is more miscellaneous in that, but yeah, there's definitely more to be had in here, and I know there is, and there's more in the house, and I think that's just enough for now to go through. I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to show you what I have in the car in the trunk, because like I said, I'm about to go shoot another video. So I'm going to stop this video here, give you one last look behind me at the wall of chaos, and yeah, I'm going to go and, you know what, I'm not going to show you in the trunk. You've seen enough. It's a long video already. I've ranted enough. You know what's in there. My 2 rods, the black one, the little one, and the trout fishing rod, panfish, troutfish, whatever, and my son's 2 rods, plus the other 2 tackle boxes or whatever it is in there. So you know what's there. Just forget about it. It is what it is. So just end the video here. You've seen the chaos. Hopefully next time it'll be cleaner. And until that point comes, we have to go through all this, or maybe I do an update where I have even more stuff. That'd be fun. We'll do another update video when I accumulate more things. We'll do a video later that's everything new that I've bought for fishing and camping, and we'll see from there. So thanks for giving me your time to look through all the junk I have. If you made it through all of this, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't get paid through YouTube for anything yet, so I just appreciate you giving me your time. It's awesome. But if you have any suggestions, you saw things like you want me to do a camping video with only the stuff that I bought in from Walmart for like the cooking stuff, or if you want me to even go out and buy something, at some point I'll try to get it. But different cooktops. I have a smaller one, the single burner cooktop for just the propane thing, which makes it even cheaper. I could do something like that with the standard basic kitchen stuff. Or you want me to do the video of just camping with all inherited things, drop something in the comments below. Let me know what was your favorite thing you saw. Anything, drop me something. Let's have a conversation. I'd love to hear from you guys. But thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.